To make the earrings, you'll need two Druzy connectors. These are gray quartz and they're set in gold. They're 8 millimeters across and 15 millimeters from top to bottom. And then you'll also need two teardrop faceted crystals. These are gunmetal with a luster finish, and they're 6 millimeters across and 8 millimeters from top to bottom. These are drilled from top to bottom, meaning the head pin will go in this way, and that's important for this project. You'll also need two gold rings. These are 8 millimeters across, and you'll need two jump rings to put it all together. These are gold, and they're 3 millimeters across. We've got two gold head pins and two gold earring wires. And then for tools, we're going to use chain nose pliers, round nose pliers, and wire cutters. To make the earrings, the first thing you want to do is take your teardrop bead and feed the head pin up through the bottom of the teardrop bead. This is why it was important that the teardrop bead be drilled top to bottom, because we're going to use a head pin to make it into a dangle. So to do that, we're going to slide it all the way to the bottom of the head pin, and then I'm going to use my round nose pliers to make a wrapped loop in the top of this head pin. So to do that, I pinch the head pin wire right above the bead, and I make a 90-degree bend in the wire. So there's my 90-degree bend. And now I want to reposition my pliers so they're at the top of that bend. And I'm going to come down on the pliers a little bit. Where I make this loop will determine how big the loop is, and I don't want it too tiny, so I'm going to come up a little bit. And then I'm going to push this head pin wire up and over the top jaw of those pliers all the way around till it can't go any further. So that's a partial loop. Now I can put my bottom jaw of my pliers into that loop, and that lets me pull that wire around the rest of the way. So there's my loop, like that. And before I do the wrap on that loop, I want to connect it to the Druzy connector. Here it is. So here's my beautiful Druzy. This is kind of a gray quartz Druzy. I'm going to slide that onto the head pin wire, and then I just have to push it past the little crisscross that is at the bottom of the loop. Nestle it right in there. Now we've got that hanging onto the Druzy. And now I'm going to grab the same loop we worked on. I'm going to grab it across, just move that connector out of the way. I'm going to take the tail here and I'm going to pull it around the wire 2 times. This wire is a little bit stiff. I'll show you a trick if your head pin wire is a little hard to pull, or if your fingers are a little slippery. You can use your chain nose pliers to give you a tighter wrap like that. And now I can trim the end of that wire with my wire cutters. And I'm just going to hold on to the end of that wire so it doesn't fly off. And I'm going to reach in with my wire cutters and trim that wire. And then if the tail's sticking out like this, you can use your chain nose pliers here and press that tail down. And now we have the Druzy connected to the teardrop. Very pretty. And now we want to attach the Druzy to the gold ring, and to do that we're going to use this teeny tiny jump ring, and we're going to open it with both pairs of pliers. So this is a special technique we like to use. What you do is you find the opening in the jump ring. You just have to kind of examine it a little bit and see where the cut is. And you want to position the cut so it's at the top. It's just to the left of those pliers. And then I'm going to grab the other side of the jump ring, just on the other side of the cut. I'm going to rotate so one plier is going down towards the table and one's going up towards the ceiling. And what that does is it keeps the round shape, but it opens it up so that you can feed things into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide the gold ring into this open jump ring like that. And then we're going to slide the Druzy connector right on into that jump ring. Like I said, it's a small jump ring. We did that on purpose because we didn't want it to look too horsey, but it also means it's just going to take a little bit of patience to get the pieces into the jump ring. Here we go. You can see I'm hanging onto the jump ring with my chain nose pliers. If I got my fingers in there, there would be no hope. So with both of those together on the jump ring, now I can take my chain nose pliers and I can press those ends together. And it still is a round jump ring because I opened it carefully with 2 pairs of pliers. So now that's connected and it looks super pretty here. And now we're going to slide that ring into our earring wire and use these chain nose pliers to press that earring wire closed. And that's one earring done. So pretty. So to make the second earring, we're going to do the same thing. Take that teardrop bead, I'm going to slide the head pin up through the bottom. I'm going to use my round nose pliers and make a wrapped loop by bending a 90-degree bend, reposition to the top of that 90 degrees, fold over the top to make that partial loop, reposition so I'm in the bottom jaw of the pliers and pull that wire around. Now sometimes you want to think, oh, I'm just going to grab it across and wrap that loop. But don't forget, we want to put the druzy in there. I've done that many times. You have to start over. So we remembered our druzy here. I'm going to slide it past that little crisscross that makes our loop so that those are connected now. And now I can grab across the loop that we made with the round nose pliers and pull the tail of my head pin around 2 times. And I'm remembering that I used my chain nose pliers to do this before because this wire is a little bit hard, and that makes it much easier. You can get a better grip on the wire that way. So now I just need to trim, and I'm going to reach in there with my wire cutters, hold that tail, cut that little piece off. Last time we had a little tail sticking out. I see one here too. I think it's because this wire is so hard. I'm going to reach in there and just press that end down. And then we want to open our tiny jump ring by finding that cut in it. You can hold it up to the light to see where the light comes through the ring. And that's how you can tell where the cut is in it. And I'm going to use 2 pliers and rotate like that. And then I'm going to keep holding on to that open jump ring with the pliers so that I have a little bit of room to slide my druzy in there. We love druzy. It's like a crystal formation that happens inside or on top of other rocks and things. And it just is so pretty and glittery. So I'm going to press that jump ring across. I'm rotating it a little bit so I can get at the other end. Pressing that to press the 2 ends together. I just press it across like that. And that's so pretty. And then we're just going to slide it into our earring wire there and use the chain nose pliers again to push that closed. And that is a gorgeous pair of druzy drop earrings.